Welcome to my initial review of the Galaxy S20 FE. By initial review, I mean my first hands-on impressions. We will do its unboxing and full review once I get my own Galaxy S20 FE, which I am still waiting for. So let's dive into this phone. Before we begin, please subscribe and help my small channel grow. If you find this video useful, do press the thumbs up button too. Let's get its specs out of the way first so that we can openly talk about the experience only. This is the phone built out of plastic. A matte finish at its curved back adds to its grip. A flat display on the front with slightly bigger bezels than the S20 lineup and possibly than the S10 Lite. This phone also doesn't bring a headphone jack. Its USB Type-C port, speaker grill and the primary mic are at the bottom. On the right side is not the so tactile volume rocker and the power button. On the top is the secondary noise cancellation mic and its SIM card slot, which can hold one nano SIM card and one micro SD card. At the top of the display is the stereo speaker and the call speaker. And by the way, this phone is IP68 certified, which means resistant to water and dust. This phone's build is not so premium, but this has been done to cut the cost, and that makes sense. The S20 is also built out of plastic, and that phone cost about $200 more than the S20 FE in some countries. So in comparison to the S20, the S20 FE makes a lot of sense. I'm not talking about India, because in India the S20 Plus was available for the same price as the S20 FE. So in that case, you would want to pick up the S20 Plus. Despite having a plastic body, this phone has both the wireless charging and the reverse wireless charging. For security, an in-display fingerprint scanner has been added to this phone, which works just fine. In case you don't know, I have done a full tips and tricks video on this phone where I have shown how you can speed up its fingerprint scanner. S20 FE brings a 6.5 inches Super AMOLED Plus panel with Full HD display. This is an HDR10 supported screen. As you guys know, the Super AMOLED panels on Samsung phones are usually good, and the same can be seen here. This display delivers great results, the brightness is awesome, and you will not have problems while viewing it from different angles. S20 FE's bezels to me are not that big of a deal because the bezels are still better than the flagship devices of many companies. For those who don't know, this is a 120Hz panel. In fact, it's a 120Hz Super AMOLED panel, and this is one worthy combination. The animations on this phone are super fluid and super fast. Playing games is an experience you wouldn't want to miss. That scrolling speed is dope on this screen. It delivers a great overall experience, and you can switch to 60Hz too if you feel like the 120Hz is draining the phone's battery. This device comes with a RAM of 6GB or 8GB with internal storage of 1 to 8GB, which you can expand using the micro SD card. Samsung ships this phone with the Exynos 990 or the Snapdragon 865 chipset. In my region, I get the Exynos variant, and I absolutely don't like the Exynos chipset. Exynos chipset is what has held me back from buying the S20 and the Note 20. Talking about my own device, I gave up on the Exynos chipsets long ago because these chipsets in comparison to Snapdragon chipsets are inferior. For the same price, the Snapdragon chipsets deliver an unmatched performance. I did play a number of games on this phone, and I have already done a full gaming review of this variant where I have showed how inconsistent the frame rate is for the PUBG Mobile. Frame rate remains stable for the COD Mobile but not at 60. For smaller games it easily goes up to 60 FPS, so here I have something to add. S20 FE, basically the fan edition, which Samsung solely built for its fans, as Samsung loves to say. The fans asked and we delivered. So here is my very first question from Samsung. Dear Samsung, which fans asked you for the Exynos chipset? Can you please tell us? Because the fans want the best and Exynos is clearly not the best. Anyways, let's talk about the AKG tuned stereo speakers. It's good to see Samsung providing us this flagship experience too, and here is the speaker test for all of you. Moving on to the cameras, this is also where Samsung has not cut the corners. The phone carries the same camera setup as the S20 lineup. The main sensor on this phone is a 12 megapixel sensor. It has a telephoto lens. Telephoto lens is what users miss the most on the S10 Lite, and thankfully the S20 FE adds it. The camera app is 100% the same as Samsung flagship devices. You get all the options including a Pro Video mode which offers a number of resolutions to shoot in. You get 4K up to 60 frames per second, and the same goes for the front camera video recording. To give you guys an idea about this camera, I took a number of images that I am going to attach here, followed by a front camera video sample. I am also working on the full camera review of this phone, which will be out on the channel in a few days. Hi guys, this is the front camera's 4K at 60 frames per second video from the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. Now I have a very limited time with this phone because this is not the retail unit, so I am just recording this video for the first and the hands-on impression of the Samsung Galaxy S20 FE. Now this video seems extremely stable to me, and I can actually see very good and very high details in this video. The dynamic range also looks pretty good, as you can see that the darker and the brighter areas are being separated nicely here. The highlights are a little bit overexposed, but you guys are the better judge of this video, including the mic's voice recording quality. So drop your feedback about this front camera video recording from the S20 FE in the comment section down below. There is a 4500 mAh battery in this phone. A full battery drain test of this phone is on its way. But right now, I think this battery with 120Hz screen should give you a screen on time of about 7 hours, and on 60Hz it should go up to 9.5 hours on normal usage. To charge this, we get a 25-watt charger in the box. S20 FE overall is a very good device, and I believe the existence of this phone makes S20 and S20 Plus pointless unless you want those ultra thin bezels and a curved display. This phone has got everything that Samsung's top-end devices offer. I am fine with everything on this phone except for that Exynos chipset, because I am dead sure no fans asked for it. Drop your thoughts about this phone and your feedback about this video in the comments below. If you loved this video, subscribe, and if you liked it, thumbs up. With that said, I will sign off and see you all in the next video.